Yeah, through a lot of hard work, man. A lot of deception. Just good promo skills and mainly just sacrifice and doing things that aren't being done. I've done things to turn a lot of people off, but I've done it for business and to better myself and better my career. So, most people, all the fighters, they care about what people think of them. I don't care what people think of me. I don't care if I lose friends because just like I always say, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money.
Colby Covington understands that this is the entertainment business. You have to look out for yourself in this business, and to advance you need to be selfish. He explains this extremely well.
Let's talk about that, because there is a distinct difference in how you acted after fights from Singapore in June 2017 to Sao Paulo. What happened in that period of time? Because if you watch back the Singapore fight, the performance is fantastic. You get on the microphone, you're respectful, you speak quite nicely of everybody that you came across whilst you were out there. And then obviously in Sao Paulo, it was very, very different. So what happened in that period of time?
I knew I needed to make a change. I could tell that, I was already on my third UFC contract, and they weren't ever upping my contract. Like, they were just saying, oh, you're just going to go up, to this contract. There's no negotiation period. You're just going to take what we give you because we don't like you. You're not a character. None of the fans care about your fighting style. No one cares about your personality. So I knew I had to make a change.
This is another example of why you need to be selfish in order to get by in life. The UFC was set to cut Colby, but instead he decided to turn himself into a character. A move he knew would likely lead him to lose friends, but he had to do it for himself. A lesson everyone should take.
To do something that was going to get the fans involved, make it a circus, because this is the circus business, So I knew I had to make a change, and I had to do something drastic that was going to get the fans and everybody hyped up, and that's what I did. Whether you hate me or love me, you're going to tune in to watch me.
How did that make you feel at the time? Because you're 12-1 off the back of Singapore. You were performing extremely well, elite level wrestling at times, and obviously showing a lot of different facets to your game. And then to hear that there was a possibility that you might not necessarily be a UFC fighter off the back of it, that's got to hurt a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it did hurt because I knew I was one of the best fighters in the world. Training at the American Top Team, I'd trained with the highest level fighters. I'd trained with the world champions, before me, and I was beating them up every day in training. So I knew I was the best fighter in the world. And to hear someone tell me, hey, man, we're not going to re-sign you, before I was going to fight Damian Maia, who was coming off a title challenge and ran through the division, won 7 or 8 fights in a row, and I was going to fight him in his hometown, and they're telling me after I've just beat the number 6 guy in the world, Dong Hum Kim, they're going to tell me they're not going to re-sign me. It's just, it hurt, but, that's what this business is, man. It's a ruthless business, and the UFC brand, they don't care about the fighters. You're just a number, and it's just on to the next guy. So, I knew I needed to make a change. I needed to do something drastic, and that's what I did. So I don't really care if people think of me different because of it. I'm going to be me, and I'm going to do my business, and if people have a problem with it, they can try and settle in the cage, but there's not a man alive that can beat me right now.
The UFC is a marketing machine. They are not concerned so much about wins or losses. They are concerned about the marketability of fighters, and how many tickets they sell, and how many people are tuning in. Colby potentially being cut is a prime example.
Lines as you are making from the things that you've maybe said post-fights?
To be honest, I knew it was a possibility with my fighting skills, but I didn't think that, I was going to become one of the faces that they were talking about every time, and what all the media was using for clickbait, for their articles. I didn't think it was going to get that big, but, I always believed in myself and my skills, and I knew I could be the best fighter in the world. So I knew if I just became, bringing it a little bit pro wrestling type-ish to the MMA world, that anything could be possible, and I could do anything.
I mean, you mentioned pro wrestling there. We've seen the likes of the Ric Flairs of this world who made a living out of things like that, and previous guys that have done well in mixed martial arts previous to you, the likes of Chael Sonnen. Did you look at, for example, Chael's career and the things that he was saying outside of the octagon and how that propelled him onto, obviously, big title shots? Yeah,
the thing about Chael is, that's Uncle Chael to me because, we're both from Oregon, we're both Oregon gangsters, and I've known that guy since I was 7 years old wrestling in Mac Club over in Oregon. So, I learned a lot of stuff from him, and he would come to Oregon State when I was training in Division I college wrestling, and he would kind of, give me some tips, and I was like, hey, man, if I go into fighting, what do you think about it? He's like, let me tell you one thing, it's not so much about your fighting skills sometimes, it's about what you can do on the mic and how you can entertain, because this is the show business. So if you want to make a lot of money and capitalize and set away money for the rest of your life, you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to become a character and become, in the sense of an actor.
And there you have it, folks. For fighters like Chael Sonnen and Colby Covington, while they have not been undisputed champions, they have gained plenty of headlines over their careers and have made plenty of money. They are a quality blueprint for up-and-coming fighters. Please be sure to like and comment on this video, and be sure to hit the bell notification to be notified about our new videos.